Obviously, a great way to go out. We haven't had too many comfortable wins like that. So I just thought overall proud of everybody. I thought Murph was terrific. Nate was really good. Dupree was really good. Reggie was very good. Akeem and Darren to send him off with a win was great. Akeem was hurt, unfortunately, with his back, so he wasn't 100%. And then Darren says to me after the game, I never thought you would run a double high ball screen for me in the course of a game. So I said, neither did I. Those two guys have been just terrific. Darren, that was a highlight of my coaching career to put him on scholarship, to keep him here. And then Akeem was a terrific addition. He's changed our locker room. Not only has he made great plays, but he's changed our locker room. He's made better leaders of everybody, made everybody more confident. And I think you see our team, we play with great poise. And for a young team, we needed somebody like Akeem to kind of help us out because we are still young, but he just makes us feel a little bit older. So great win for our guys. To be 8 games in a row in this conference is not easy to do.
Coach, looking back to the last summer, the speakers that you brought in, the programs you had, the meetings, what do you think the impact of all that has been on this team and their success?
I don't know. I hope a lot. I look at, kind of what we went through, and there's a lot of players who would have transferred. And Nate didn't. Dupree didn't. Murph didn't. Bakari, all those guys believed that we were going to be better. And they all took ownership, because people running for the hills with us, and I don't blame them. But everybody sat there, and we all said, "Listen, this is on us to fix." And we're not gonna sit back and say, "No, everything's fine." No, we took ownership of our program, and our guys deserve a lot of credit for that.
McBrayer has been on the run in the second half. He's really performed the last number of games.
He's been terrific. Yeah, he was terrific again tonight. Had a great dunk that I'm sure he's excited about. Made some shots, playing with great confidence. And that's huge. We got pretty good depth. When Akeem is hurt, we're able to put him in. He plays well. But I think that Dupree will explode next year. When he puts on a little bit more weight, I think he's going to be a terrific player.
Jordan's game again.
Phenomenal. Just he's knowing who he is. And he's not worried about anything else of being around the rim, being that junkyard dog. He's rebounding the ball. 11 rebounds was a very good rebounding team. Has some really good dunks. I thought he was terrific. He's playing at an extremely high level.
How impressive is that, too? Because he, for a long time this year, didn't seem to know his role. You talked to him, and the switch just went on.
It's just a mentality switch, and I think the biggest thing was when we spoke about it, I gave him the truth as I saw it. And some people fight it, and he didn't fight it. And he just embraced it and said, you know what? You're right. And ever since then, he's been a terrific player. So it's him that did it. He just said, okay, this is the type of player I need to become. And it's impressive for a young guy to do that.
Besides the wins themselves, what's been the most satisfying thing about this season?
I thought about, by the way, your question about what bugs me about this profession. I have so many good answers, but I'm going to give that later. What was the question?
Besides the wins themselves, what's been the most satisfying about this 8-game win streak?
Well, the wins have been really good. I'd like to say it's been affecting people's lives and stuff, but the wins are nice. I like the wins. But I will say that their chemistry is really evolving. They really do like being around each other. I think everybody can see it. They really like playing with each other. And they're committed to getting better. And I keep telling them, because I've been lucky to be around some pretty good March runs in my life, and it just ends and it all goes away. So just enjoy the journey. And they've been really good about that. So I think their mentality, more than anything, has really, really been a positive.
You talked about early in the non-conference team, the fans had to warm up to this team. To end the home stretch this way, 5 straight wins at home, and then some of your biggest crowds to end the year.
It means a lot. It means a lot. These guys, again, we all took it. And again, I sit here all the time and say, nowhere in the country do you win 8 games and not get it. You deserve it, and I'm okay with that. But again, those guys sat there, and they just took it and they owned up to it, and they said, you know what, we believe in where we're going, and we believe that we can turn it around. And I remember kind of talking about it early, and I'm not a boastful guy. I don't like to talk about that stuff, but in the offseason, it was mocked a little bit, but we sat there and had a quiet confidence about where we were going, and I kept telling them every game, your effort will put, maybe it's 100 people, 200 people. Every single game, it's going to grow. And you looked at like Penn State and this crowd. Normally you get it first the big names. I've got great respect for Penn State and Nebraska, but, common fan may not always have it. So, these guys deserve the credit for bringing this program back, getting these people excited about this team again. These guys deserve the credit.
Can you talk about Mason finding another gear when there's just a crease going to the basket?
He was really good. He just found a way to get by guys. He was crafty with the ball. He was crafty at the rim. He's playing with terrific confidence right now, which is huge. He's playing like a guy who, as tough as last year was, that was good for him. And those minutes were extremely valuable for him. So he's playing. I've always said I think he's an all-league guard, and he's showing that.
Do you think this game was the most loose but poised game the guys have played?
Nadine was taking a picture. She was distracting me. Say it again?
Do you think that this was the most loose yet poised game?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think it's a good point. I think they got a look to them that are really, really poised. And they weren't flustered today at all. And they were very, very confident, But you know what? I mean, when you win 8 games in a row in the conference, in the Big Ten, you've earned the right to be confident. And, obviously you're not arrogant, but, you can play with anybody. So I do think that today was definitely the most poised, but yet comfortable and loose out there, for sure. It's a good call.
You've talked about the selflessness a lot. Do you think that's manifesting itself in the way your team's passing, like from the bigs to the guards? It seems like they're looking for cutters and making that extra pass.
Yeah, I do. I think it's 4 games in a row of 80-plus points, right, Dan? So it's they're sharing it. They're driving. They're kind of cutting off of each other. Dupree has that baseline drive, bounce pass to Murph. Guys are looking for each other. And I think, again, you can tell these guys like playing with each other. That's very, very evident.
With this being Dick Jankowski's final game announcing with the team after 31 years, what does it mean for you to send him off with a win?
It's great. It means a lot. 31 years doing one thing is, he's a legend. I didn't really know his story a whole lot when I first came here, but got to know him a little bit when he had cancer. And, he's kind of a staple to Minnesota basketball. So it was good that we can get him out with a win for sure.
Do you have any words for him at all? Did you guys have a conversation?
Yeah, as I was walking off, I saw him and just said, I'm proud of what you've done here and proud to be a little part of it. And, obviously you should be more than anything. So he's been terrific and been great to me.
Did you feel, Coach, when you were 3 and 6, that with the kids, the doubts were creeping in a little bit? Or?
Not really, because I thought we were playing good basketball. I really did. Like we didn't play well in that first loss versus Michigan State, played like crap. But other than that, we were playing good basketball. And again, I think they just put their foot down and said, we know how to win games. Let's go win them. And I knew we had some home games coming up. We started out on the road. That happens as well. So I say the thing I'm the most proud of is our guys definitely kept their poise this season with that.
Last one for Coach.
Thanks.